Hey guys, welcome back. As always, my name is Leyzar, and today we have something a bit different on the menu. Have you heard of the Purgator 1? You probably have, and you've probably seen it got a whole bunch of bad reviews. Is it that bad of a weapon? Can we do anything with it? Is it worth your time? And should you build it? Let's begin by checking out how the weapon handles without any mods equipped. And for that, just a couple of our usual free shots. You see, the Purgator is actually pretty lame at its base, in the sense that this is a projectile-based attack. It's semi-automatic. Of course, you can enable that fancy option in accessibility. If you don't know about it by now, go to options. Then you go to accessibility, fire manual trigger weapons continuously. If you don't know about this option, this is still something recent, and it will help you guys with, well, carpal tunnel and other such similar issues. But back to the gun at hand, it's got kind of garbage fire rate. It's a projectile-based attack. It has kind of garbage recoil, kind of garbage magazine, and kind of garbage ammo reserve. So you might say, wait, hold on there, Leyzar. If it's that bad, why do you even bother with this one? Well, it has a very interesting and quirky trait. You see, when you kill a target, like so, it leaves behind an almost invisible gas cloud, which killed all the other targets. Now, you see, the stats on the gas cloud are a mystery. Ooh, we don't know the stats on the gas cloud because that would be asking too much. So they don't really appear mostly anywhere, at least not in game. You can also check out the wiki, just like I did. Now let's talk about gas clouds. You see, this one refuses to apply any status whatsoever. It doesn't matter how you mod the weapon. Apparently, it's got 0% status chance, and the range of said gas cloud is about 2 to 3 meters, and it lasts for only a couple of seconds. But the damage it deals is actually quite significant, and the damage it deals scales off the kill shot that you did on a target. If you get damage over time kills generated by the enemy, the gas clouds generated by the damage over time kills will spawn gas clouds that don't do anything. They just part there. Honestly, yeah, they basically deal no damage. Now, that might be a bug or it might not be a bug, because I believe Digital Extremes doesn't want the gas clouds we proc with this weapon to proc themselves, so it would be an infinite, like, boom, 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 boom. Like, think about like a fart chain reaction on a bus. It would probably be something like that. Anywho, that's how the unique trait works on this one, and it's basically what makes this weapon kind of interesting. Now let's see them stats, shall we? You'll see, like I said before, it's kind of dog. It's kind of dog from multiple points of view, because the fire rate is dog, the magazine is dog, the reload is dog, everything is kind of dog. But hey, look on the bright sides. Punch throw of 1.1 meters, Riven disposition of 1 out of 5, because this is a new weapon DE. Can we have a talk? I get why the new weapons have 1 out of 5, and it's not a bad idea, but certainly you could assign somebody to take a look at the power level of a weapon, and if it's dog, maybe give it a bit more than 1. No, you want Rivens to die out? Is that it? Okay, I got you. Cool. So, critical chance is good, 41%. Critical multiplier is good, 2.3x status chance. The damage that it deals, however, 781. That's good. That is a high amount of damage. But considering how fast the weapon fires, the big the magazine is, and so on, not really so much. So what we're gonna be doing is the following. Let's see how much damage we can get out of that area of effect. And a build for that will look something like this. And let me explain. Of course, we're gonna be going with primary equity. We're gonna sacrifice multi-shot entirely to get the biggest proc out of that gas cloud, as in the biggest damage. And spoiler alert, we're gonna get over 7 million. It's juicy. Galvanized aptitude on this one, galvanized scope, which is not 100% needed considering the amount of critical chance we got already. You can swap this one out for something like a faction mod. I know you guys absolutely love faction mods as much as I hate love faction mods. But you see, faction mods actually affect the damage of said cloud. So does Rifle Elementalist. And again, we're trying to get one big wallop worth of damage, one big kill shot for one serious damage punch out of the cloud. And by the way, the unique trait can be observed here. It says gas cloud deals gas damage, but again, no gas procs. And of course, primary deadhead. Now, we tested a whole bunch of things to see exactly what increases the damage of the cloud and what doesn't. For example, if you just build gas on the weapon, no cigar. You want to go for contact damage, so you want to take a look at the faction that you're firing on, and basically if you want to build elemental combos within the weapon, build the elemental combos that faction is weak to. Again, contact damage, not necessarily procs. So we got a bunch of damage now, but Will it be worth it to go for Galvanized Aptitude and essentially prime the target with something like a Sentinel or a secondary weapon, or I don't know, wishful thinking, that kind of thing? Yes, 120%. And as per the usual, I'm gonna be recommending you fantastic people initially the Deriga with the Tacticore. Now, some of you guys asked about, hey, what Deriga build to use? It's the Tacticore build is what's important. This is a standard Tacticore build. This one goes for Vital Rad, Mag, and Electric. But if you want the Deriga build too, here you go. Also, Momentous Contagious Bond is also something that you might want to have on this one. Say cheese! And that's the Gas Cloud. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? But you see the problem with the Gas Cloud, like I see the problem with the Gas Cloud. It may be potent for a build such as this, but the range of the Gas Cloud is not all that fantastic. You might say, hold on, maybe Prime Firestorm, maybe it works with this, maybe it works with that. No, it doesn't. It does work with Status Duration, however, because Status Duration will make the Gas Cloud linger longer, so that's a pretty good way to go. But unfortunately for the range, we found nothing that actually increases said range. So when we can't increase the range, tell me, my friends, what do? Ah, that's right. If the mountain won't come to Mohammed, then Mohammed will come to the mountain? Well, something like that. In any case, use a clump up ability that is not a ragdoll clump up ability, and basically that happens. Why I say not ragdoll? Because again, you are using equity and you do want to go for headshots, and if you do want to go for headshots, then clumping them up like that would not be very beneficial for obvious reasons. And headshot. Beautiful, fantastic, glorious. Over 1 million there, but hold on. 1 million is not 6-7 million like I promised. Well, for that, we're gonna go to Warframe buffs and basically amplify that damage. We got a roar here, and we're gonna make sure that everything is stacked to the max. Once again, clump them up together nice and tightly. Shoot the guy or girl in the middle, whatever it is, 4.2 million proc on that one. Beautiful, glorious, fantastic. Again, upwards of 7 million easy with this one, depending on the target. And keep in mind, these are still corrupted heavy goons, level, I don't know, 2.0 something, with these steel path modifiers enabled. And yes, your headshot kills can get to crazy sick levels. You see the problem, however, with a strategy like this one? Well, the problem with a strategy like this one is you need crowd control, you need a whole lot of prep time, and not everybody might be into this, but the Gas Cloud can be extremely potent. For a more practical application of a build such as this one, what I would recommend is you relegate the duties of crowd control, not necessarily to your Warframe, but to something that does it on its own. The Nautilus in the actual practical application will be doing a whole lot better than you having to clump up your enemies consistently. So you can swap out the Deriga for something like a Nautilus. If I can bloody find the thing. The problem with the Nautilus is the fact that it has its own mind, which is the advantage at the same time. So it will clump up enemies whatever the hell it wants, and not only when, but also where ever the hell he wants. So if I come over here and ask the little Nautilus, hey Nautilus, please clump them up together. Please, buddy, come on. Do it for Papa. He's got performance anxieties. Give the little guy a second. It's gonna work eventually. See? That actually, it's a tighter clump than what we had earlier. Believe it or not. A lot better in terms, if you were to compare to Korra's thing. However, again, the disadvantage here is the fact that he will do this whenever the hell he wants. And another disadvantage here is the fact that sometimes he just likes to put everything behind us for some reason. But as you can see, when everything comes together, it is quite the sight to behold. Especially now with the weapon fully stacked and all that. So the Nautilus, from my point of view, it's much more of a smarter decision. If you do have the Nautilus, if you don't have the Nautilus, then you should definitely go and farm it, because it does have practical application. Basically, that time, essentially, it grabbed everything right into the area of effect. Shoot him in the head. Make a cloud. Make a cloud. I just made a cloud, and of course, my little Sentinel essentially dragged everybody into the cloud, and then they die. That's kind of how it works sometimes. Now, I'll be honest with you, when it comes to actual gameplay, it doesn't always work out so flawlessly, but the point is, it does actually work, and you can use that trait of the weapon to basically area of effect clear your enemies, as the Nautilus keeps dragging them into it or them. What you should be focusing on and trying to get those headshot kills, because those headshot kills will be generating the most powerful gas clouds, and then just kind of chill in the gas clouds and wait for the Nautilus to basically drag them in. Something like so. It's a bit more practical than you going around and using Korra's abilities or something like that to just put everybody inside. As you can see, it is actually quite juicy. again, try to get the headshots, and I would turn down the particle effects if at all possible. Again, roar is very instrumental when it comes to high levels of damage in this case, because there's simply not a lot of things that affect that gas cloud's damage. Beautiful, isn't it? You just keep on dying. As for an Acolyte, well, the Acolyte performance on this one is actually not that bad, but there's an asterisk once again. Can you get headshots? And if you can clump them up together in something like a gas cloud that you already procced, it's gonna be even better. But of course, once again, it is a little bit awkward and cumbersome. It's not exactly the most straightforward of things. And I know when there's incarnate weapons that you just press one button and everything melts, asking you to play something like this is not exactly for everybody. This is for somebody that wants something a little bit different, that is tired of incarnate this and incarnate that, and even though the Purgator hasn't really been getting favorable reviews, from my point of view, it's actually quite the fun little weapon once you get to know it. Put him in the head. You want him vulnerable there? I can't see, move. There you go. There's them headshots. And that's all she wrote for Misery. It took 3 shots, and I know, Laser, what are you doing? It doesn't even one-shot, but what are you doing? If it doesn't even one-shot, I'm not even touching it. If you're that kind of player, then playing with a weapon as quirky as this one is definitely not gonna be your cup of tea. But if you're looking for something a bit different and interesting, and dare I say it, even slightly challenging in execution, then you should definitely check out this one. As for conclusions, well, those were kind of it. As always, my name has been Leyzar. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, favorite, channel, subscribe only if you enjoy the content. If you got any feedback for me, let me know in the comment section down below. You can find me on Twitch doing this stuff live. Catch you fantastic people in the next one. Bye-bye.